Let me tell you about Case. He's our 4th child and only boy. Things started out pretty rough with him. We did have a normal, typical 20-week ultrasound, but then about a week later, we got a call that the radiologist had seen a spot on his kidney and then a spot on his heart. They told me to schedule another ultrasound with a high-risk doctor about an hour away. The time came and I had myself convinced that it was nothing. It was something. It was actually a lot of things. His heart didn't look good and neither did his kidneys. His growth was lagging and overall he just wasn't well. Several tests were run and a lot of tears were shed, but that was just the beginning. That was almost 10 years ago. And I remember it so clearly, but yet there's a fog over it. It's like I don't really remember what the doctor said, but I remember being terrified. I sobbed, and Dan quietly cried beside me. At that moment in our lives, the most important thing to us was a healthy baby. You know, like when people say, as long as it's healthy. The months following that ultrasound, I remember thinking, what a crappy thing to say, as long as it's healthy. But what if he's not? You gonna give up on him? Are you gonna not fight for him or her? Heck no. You're gonna fight like crazy, and you're gonna love so fiercely, because that's your baby, healthy or not. There were so many ultrasounds and so many appointments, everything seemed to just get worse. I remember living moment by moment. I couldn't think about the future because I couldn't imagine life with him. I felt like that would be getting my hopes up. And I couldn't imagine life without him because that was too scary and it hurt too much. I couldn't think about family vacations or holidays. I couldn't think about him being with me or him being not with me. It was like I had to just stay right there in that moment, 15 minutes sometimes at a time. And we prayed. Oh my God, did we pray. At first, we prayed that God would fix him, make him normal, make him perfect. And then time went on and we realized that it probably wasn't the right thing to pray. Maybe we should just start praying, you know what? Your will. Help us to be okay with whatever you want for this baby that's growing inside of me. So that's what we started praying for. Now I remember very clearly one particular day in December 8th, actually. It was a really hard day of appointments and doctors. There were ultrasounds. It must have been like 8 or 9 hours. And I remember one doctor saying, imagine your child is a computer program. When he was put together wrong. He's broken. And another one said, you guys need to prepare yourself for burial. We don't think your baby's going to make it past birth. If he does, he's not going to have a very good quality of life. I had a headache so bad that I vomited almost the entire way home. I just wanted to be done. Done with the bad news, done with how hard it was. Just done. It was probably about 2 weeks later that they started to see a decline in him. His cord blood was dangerously low. The amniotic fluid was almost gone, and he was safer out than in. But that night got really scary because his heart rate was going down into the 20s, and tears were just streaming down my hot face. And I remember talking to him, and I remember saying, if you're ready, baby, you can go, but I really want to meet you alive. The next morning, first thing, they brought him out. And I remember it was the most beautiful sound in the world when he cried. Because I didn't know if he'd cry. And after that got crazy and things became a bit of a blur. I remember Dan asked if he could see him. And they said, no, not yet. We need to assess the situation. That situation was our son. Finally, after what felt like forever, my arms were still strapped down to the gurney, and I asked the nurse to bring him over to me. And he was perfect. I thought, how could anybody call him broken? He's perfect.